Lawyer trick. When arguing about something, ask what their interests, why they don't want something, are rather than their position. Usually it's easier to come to an agreement if you approach a conflict from this angle. Also, conceding a minor point during the argument, "You're right about X and I don't disagree with Y," tends to lessen the guard of your opposition and thus making it easier to get what you want out of them. Active listening is key as well. We have a designated spot for things like glasses, sunglasses, keys, and phones. If anyone in the house comes across any of these items, they get put back in their spot. For instance, if I see my sunglasses laying about, I'll take them to the window ledge, as that's where all our sunglasses go. We both know where to look for stuff that way. Pro tip: being organized is a refined form of laziness. Winky face. Find a pair of socks you really like. Buy like 40 pairs. Throw out your other socks. Now you can just grab any 2 socks and have a pair. Get a hole in one? Throw it out. You still have tons of others of the same. I almost don't want to share this, but the ducks at the park are free. You can take them home. I have 458 ducks. Whenever arguing with someone and it's going round and round trying to come up with a compromise, ask, "What does a solution look like to you?" Half the time they got no clue, the other half is something you're willing to compromise. It has cut down every single argument in my relationship. Gift buying tip: ever struggle with what to get people for Christmas, birthdays, or other occasions? I keep a running list in the Notes app on my phone throughout the year. Anytime my friends or family mention something they want, we share an inside joke, or I get inspired, I jot it down under their name. When it's time to buy them a gift, I just check the list. I work as a receptionist and my supervisor always asks me how our guests like me even if they are rude to other staff. My trick is, when someone is checking in that looks like a typical Karen, I always give them a compliment like, "Where did you get your nails done? They are so pretty." It usually works. You don't have to respond to every text or call. For cooking, the idea of mise en place, it's a French phrase that means put in place. Before you start any cooking, you set up and put all your ingredients to side, spices, sauces, all your veggies are cut and ready to put in the bowl or pan before you cook. Makes cooking 100% less stressful when you have everything ready and on hand. Sodium hydroxide, lye, totally obliterates the indestructible greasy blackness that forms when you burn a pot or an oven tray. You just put some in with water and wait. For speedy process, heat it slightly, but do not forget about it. The sticky charred mass will turn into goo and detach from the surface. Wash with water, do not touch it. Then scrub if anything is left. It should be very easy. The reason I almost don't want to share it is that lye is dangerous if used improperly. Cold solution will hardly hurt your skin, but can make you blind. Hot solution nearly instantly destroys meat and most vegetables. So be careful, do not use this trick if you have pets, kids that could topple the pot full of this chemical. A genuine looking, and I say looking because it doesn't need to actually be genuine, smile. It will disarm people, making them more comfortable around you. You'll be more likely to get dates, you'll be more likely to get jobs, you'll be more likely to make friends, your dating profile will look better, your wedding pics will look better, hell, your social media will look better. Learn how to fucking smile. Look it up on YouTube. Edit. Also, people keep implying I mean constantly smile. I don't. Learn how to smile, use it when appropriate. Be as nice as you can as often as you can. It's a long-term investment that pays. If you need the toilet in a city, just go to a nice hotel. Easy access in most lobbies, very clean toilets. Some even have scented moisturizer, etc. If you look for something and it's not in the first place you look, that is the place where it goes. So when you do find it, put it in the first place you looked for it. I create a QR code, e.g., using websites like chifi.org, https://chifi.org, to make it easier for my guests to access Wi-Fi. No more awkwardly dictating long passwords. Getting up consistently to start your day at a reasonable hour, regardless of intent to go anywhere or do anything, really does give you extra time in the week to get shit done. Learn to genuinely listen. People will tell you everything you need to know. Give me $50. If enough people adopt this one simple hack, one of us will be a millionaire. I tell my boss and colleagues that I have to leave on time to pick up my son. I actually drop him off in the mornings and my wife picks him up in the afternoons, but as soon as 4 p.m. hits, I'm out the door, excuse myself from meetings that are running overtime, etc. My boss has even started wrapping up meetings to finish on time to accommodate. Employer results may vary. Keeping your mouth shut and just listening is extremely advantageous in the long run. AskReddit is a browser extension for Firefox and Chrome which blocks all ads, including ads on YouTube. Cleaning silver jewelry is quite easy. Take some warm water, aluminium foil and baking soda. Put the silver in it, and the chemical reaction will clear it up in a couple of minutes. It does create the stink of sulfur, rotten eggs. So maybe do it outside or in an area you can ventilate. **edit***. A few people commented that AskReddit isn't available on Chrome anymore. Firefox, https://www.mozilla.org/nl/firefox/new, still allows the plugin. So you can use it with that browser, isn't it? When your bracelet is too short to close it with one hand because it keeps falling, you can block one of the extremities by inserting a hairpin in the eyelet and hold it with the hand that will wear the bracelet while the other hand grabs the hook. Photo, https://imager.com/a/h-libel5c. I was thinking about what I need to be happy and came to the conclusion that I need 3 hobbies, 1 creative, 1 physical, and 1 social. For social, I do board game nights weekly. This ensures I have something planned for the week to look forward to. For physical, I go to the gym, which to be honest I hate and have always hated, so I took up bouldering too. This is a great hobby because it can also be very social, and it's also just fun. And for creative, I dabble in things like drawing, knitting, and other needlework. I also throw in reading here too, because it can make you think and imagine. If you play D and amp winking and laughing smiley, this can also combine with social. I've been extremely happy since figuring out for myself. I've always had a list of hobbies I want to try, but this helps me organize them. The only reason I'd hate to share it is so certain spaces don't get overcrowded, lol, but usually the more the merrier. Get some sleep. Don't post your personal life on social media unless you are a social media influencer and get paid for this. Regardless, making your life public to others will bring lots of people who might want to take advantage of you. If you want to get really rich, you just have to be born into a wealthy family with lots of old money. Only insure what you can't afford to replace immediately, like houses and amp, cars and amp, human bodies. Everything else is just burning money. Every time I'm near a gift shop, I buy 1 to 2 greeting cards. I have a whole stash always available and I never have to run last minute to the store for birthdays and holidays. You don't have to answer the door. Don't victimize yourself. Bad shit happens to everyone, but it's still your problem to solve. Focus on what you can control instead of blaming it on factors that you cannot. It will take you further in life. Don't waste energy worrying about stuff you can't change. Grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change. Courage to change the things I can. And wisdom to know the difference. Do things that will make future you thank you. I don't think this is as much a life hack as it is a pro tip. But being in the restaurant business for over 20 years now, if you go into a restaurant and their bathrooms are dirty, then get out of there. It means most likely, of course, not always, that their kitchen is just as dirty. If the general manager doesn't care about what the guests can see, he's definitely not caring about what the guest can't see, and that gets you such a higher chance of food poisoning. To get someone to like you, ask them 2 questions, then after the second one, validate their response. Repeat. That's it. It's alarmingly effective. Second-hand shops, check the jewelry because funnily enough, the volunteers working there probably don't know much about gold. I make a fair good chunk of cash a year going through jewelry at thrift stores. Ask yourself what your ideal happy life would look like, and then isolate each aspect as an objective to work towards, always breaking down larger goals into smaller doable steps. Makes things seem less daunting and gives you feasible objectives to work towards. When I go on vacation, I always tell my work that I won't have access to email, etc. But that if they really need something, they can call me on my cell. It turns out it's never important enough to actually call me on vacation, and the people that would normally message me, email, etc. just leave me alone until I get back. Stay off social media. If only I followed my own advice. Set your phone to autocorrect to your email address. Use the drafts folder in your email to store frequently used information you might need on the go. Contrary to the delete whatever TF you want, just control the amount club running around. Food quality 10/10 matters on how you feel in day-to-day life. Fixing food quality cleared up so much of my energy problems. Oh, and the caffeine addiction you're so proud of is probably responsible for like 40% of the problems in your life. Blue light blocking glasses after 8 p.m. They just clip on the front of my glasses. I used them before, but it was a peer-reviewed science article about treating bipolar where they used blue light blocking glasses from 8 p.m. on. I made this switch and it's a powerful sleep-wake aid. Yeah, I lost my sister to bipolar disease and so I read all the research, but this one helps me. I love you, sis. I can't put a website on because I'm on my web, not on the app. Google. Double-blind randomized blue light blocker bipolar. The study is on National Institute of Health. Before entering any difficult conversation, conflict, apology, request, etc., you should know what your goal of the conversation for yourself is. What do you want the outcome to be? How do you want this interaction to end? How do you want both parties to be left feeling? Know this first, then practice running both sides in your head a few times. Crucially, this prepares you direct the conversation for the outcome you want, instead of just saying what you really want say. Know your goal, and you're way more likely to reach it. Ratchet belts. They always look good because they have no holes to wear out and distort. Going road tripping? Is it only 2 of you? Might make sense to grab a white panel van from Hertz, US only. They're about $140 week. Unlimited mileage, they get about 19 miles per gallon, and you can fit anything you could ever want in the back, including camping cots, coolers, camping gear, even mountain bikes. It's now kinda my thing with my girlfriend. We take a week or 2 off work, rent a panel van as our poor man's camper van, and go to national parks, Sedona, Moab, etc. Total cost ends up being about $400 a person per week. We've done it 5 times. Text-to-speech. I got cancer, deaf in both ears. I can talk to phone through text caption. Inner caption is the app in Google Play. It's a lifesaver. Cook bacon in the oven. If you don't tell people stuff, they can't ruin it for you later. If the iron for your clothes gets dark stains from burned fibers, turn it on. Then take a paracetamol pill using eyebrow tweezers and rub it on the hot iron. Wipe fast with a wet towel TADA. Be careful not to burn your hands though. This is my learned hack for getting to know people or feeling awkward in social situations. When the conversation starts to die or needs a pick-me-up, ask what the people around you did that day. It sounds really simple, but not a lot of people get asked this question regularly, so it's likely you'll get a genuine answer and make the person feel like you're interested and invested. This is my hack for work events, family you haven't seen in ages, or a friend of a friend you just met and your mutual friend just left you 2 alone. I think it's safe to assume it would be a good icebreaker on a first date as well. Happy friend making everyone. For public speaking where you have to look competent and relaxed but you may be nervous. While you're waiting to go on, force yourself to yawn. You'll look relaxed to those around you and it does signal to your body that you're okay. We tend not to yawn when we're in danger. It's also a sneaky way of taking a really deep breath. If you're one of the people who can do this on command and not look cross-eyed, blur your eyes while you're speaking. It makes the audience become an indistinct mass. If your hands shake, hold something in your hand, not paper. That will make it worse and more visible. But a pen, or something you can grip which will stop your hand from shaking. You can also lean on a desk or podium. If your voice starts to shake, cough, clear your throat, and take a sip of water. Then you can say sorry about that. It gives you a chance to reset and take a deep breath. People feed off your nervousness, and if you ignore the fact that your voice is shaking, it can be uncomfortable for everyone. People, including you, will be much more comfortable if it was just something in your throat. If you find yourself breathless or needing a drink or deep breath, just do it. It feels like a huge pause to you, but it's not. Taking pauses shows confidence. But if you're really uncomfortable, feign technical difficulties like a slide not switching and give yourself a chance to take a breath while you figure it out. Most important tip: practice. That means keeping on making yourself do it, even if it's scary. But it also means practicing in the car, or when you're alone. If you have a particular presentation you need to do that's high pressure, do it over and over, write it out, or even record yourself saying it and listen to it on repeat. Eventually you won't need to do that as you get more confident, but it's useful for as long as you need it. It's crazy how many people think they don't need to practice public speaking and should be able to just do it because they can speak in regular conversations. It's a skill. The more you practice, the better it will be. When I can't decide between 2 or 3 good options, I assign a random number to each option, then ask a friend or stranger to pick 1 or 2 or 3. Then go with that. Then they don't have to think what I like cause they are just numbers. And I assign them randomly. Also, to narrow down options. Don't focus on what you want. Eliminate what doesn't work or you don't want. Invest a portion of every paycheck into an S&AMP winking and tongue-poking smiley 500 index fund. It's easy, the fees are incredibly low, nobody seems to understand mutual funds that are not index charge a fee, and if you do it consistently you will end up with money. Proven through depressions, recessions, and large-scale wars. That is all. Use a password manager. I recommend Bitwarden, free and open source. It creates unique and complex passwords. It syncs with the cloud all your usernames, passwords, and OTPs. There's an app for iOS and Android and add-ons for every browser out there. There is simply no reason not to use a password manager. The only thing in control of your mind and body is you. Go stand out in the rain and fight the instinct to flee inside. Find your zen. Overcome your base instincts and then figure out how to apply that to the rest of your life. Hunger, anxiety, self-esteem issues, etc., all things to overcome, master, and control. Put a sock on your baseball bat so when an intruder tries to take it from you he just gets the sock. Finding a real deal life partner. If someone sends you important info in a message, write back using keywords so that you can use the search option later. For example, if it is an address your friend sent you. 123 Maple Drive. Respond with _______S address. Or thank you for ______S address. So, now you can look up ______S name or just the word address and you can find it. Same with work schedules, plans, tickets, numbers, etc. It may seem weird to your friend, but especially if it is something you have to come back to often, it will save a lot of scrolling. For greeting cards, buy one card but take a picture of another card's message on the inside. Write down that second message on the first card you bought as your personal note. You can get away with pretty much anything if you are wearing high-vis. Scanning the contents of the bathroom trash can before engaging with my wife. I really don't want to share this because it saves me so much time at the noontime rush at the Costco gas station. You can almost always get gas at any pump, regardless of what side your tank is on. The driver's side pumps are always the longest lines, with the passenger side pumps regularly being 5 to 6 cars shorter. Even though I have a driver's side tank, I pull into the passenger side pumps. The hose is designed to reach around your car and can be used without issue. I'm in and out of there before people in the driver's side lanes even get to the pump. Arsenic tastes sweet. Keeping your house clean is much easier than having to clean it up after you let it get messy dirty. Be a slight asshole, otherwise it makes an asshole vacuum, and someone else will fill it. 3 things that must be quality in your life. 1. Your bed. You spend a third of your life in it, and quality sleep is essential to happiness. 2. Your shoes. Your whole body stands on them, and when you're older it will thank you. 3. Your food. It's literally your fuel and health. If you're in an area you're not familiar with, and it's starting to look a little rough, go into your GPS and search for the nearest Panera Bread. When you go to test drive a car, tell them 2 models that you're wanting to drive, but darn, you only have time for one. The car model you tell them is the one you're actually there for. Even if this is your day off and you literally have the entire day completely free, you want them to believe that you have to pick up the kids in 30 minutes and this is * all you have time to do . I used this the last time I was shopping for cars, and it made my life 1,000 times easier. No stupid tactics trying to get me to stay longer and make a big decision, etc. If you want to visit a Catholic church in Europe or elsewhere, they usually charge money. If you tell them you are Catholic and are going in to pray, they have to let you in for free according to canon law and cannot charge you an entry fee. Save yourself 5 or 10 euros every church you want to go to. When someone tells you a story or life experience, tell them something similar or relatable you have done. But you have to tone it down sometimes, and make seem similar but not as cool or better as not to appear to be one-upping people. Be relatable without sounding like you're bragging or one-upping. Store herbs in olive oil and freeze them for easy flavor additions later. If you want to be in complete control of your life and experience financial freedom, don't have kids. And if you just have to, wait until your 40s. There are 3 things you can control: your actions, your reactions, and your attitude.